Okay, so sitting behind the stock, I find that this scope works nicely if it's further away from you. Also with the 458, you don't want your scope too close to your eye because of the heavy recoil. Can give you what we call a half moon. But then again, I don't want it too far forward so that I can still pick up my iron sight. Not that I'll need it, but it's nice if it can still work. I'm going to have the best of both worlds. So I think that should be good, just about there. Just going to make sure it's all clean. I'm not going to tighten it down completely, because the next thing we need to do is we need to level it. I'll make all the signage that side. Put them in a little. Nice thing about the rings also gives you the 18 inch per pound for the torque, but like I said, I don't have a torque wrench yet, so I don't really mount scopes and screws and lots of gunsmithing stuff to warrant $3 for a $3 to $6 for a torque wrench. I think a nice one is probably at least 4. So I can still swivel to the left and right. And what I'll do now is I'll go outside, tie a piece of string on a tree, hanging something heavy at the bottom. It'll give you a gravity line, and there's no better line than a gravity line to measure up to. And you can line up your scope crosshairs to that string, and then I've also got a level over here, and I'll put a level on top and make sure that the scope is level, and then I'll move it to the bottom here and make sure that the rifle is level. Put it over here, make sure everything's level, lined up with the string, gravity string, and then tighten down, and then the scope should be leveled. Tighten these now. They're in place. Jenny. So what I like to do is little, each one. This is a 458, so you need to get as tight as possible. So what I like to do is I like to go on the end and feel, do my own talking. When you're out in the field, always, when you shoot your rifle in, make sure everything's nice and tight. When you're out hunting, make sure everything's nice and tight. Always check. And everything is nice and tight. Nothing is loose. I've hunted once before where somebody else put the scope rings on for me and it was loose and I was missing all over the place and couldn't figure it out. I went and shook the scope and it was loose. It was missing all the animals. Okay, so the scope is mounted and level. Put a battery in. That looks, oops, that looks good. That looks good to go. Also gave it a quick bore sight, and it was, once it was on, I did the bore sight, and it was on the money. There it is. New scope. It's a little bit far back than I wanted, but I think it's good. Can move the hindsight. And it's ready.